Black Friday sales in full effect. If you want your brand, your business, or your song promoted, hit me up right now to find out how you can get it done for just $49. The email is ogod@hiphopun.com. That's ogod@hiphopun.com.
Yes, we got special guests in the building. We got Mike and Slim from 112, the legendary 112 for round two of the podcast. What's good with y'all?
Blessed.
What's with the my brother? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Indeed, man. Happy to have y'all on the show once again, man. It's always an honor to have royalty on the show, and we got him on here today. Mike, you were talking about real quick before we started the interview. You're out in Vegas right now, setting up for the Lovers and Friends concert. What's going on with that, bro? Feed us in.
Yeah, man. This thing was supposed to happen about 2 years ago, but due to COVID and a lot of disbelief, because a lot of people were like, "Bro, ain't nowhere in the world." The promoter Bobby D. Big shout out to Bobby D. Man, that dude been holding us down for a minute. Nobody believed that it was gonna happen. We kept telling people, "Yo, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." So it finally happened. COVID came, shut everything down, and but we're back up again, man. So Lovers and Friends is just a culmination. It's basically, I don't know if you guys remember the Budweiser Superfest that they used to have back in the day and stuff. Like, we old school. So, I can remember when you had 20 acts on one show, you know what I mean? And you just had a full day of just awesome music, man. And that's kind of what's going on right now with the Lovers and Friends. We got 2 days, the 14th and the 15th. We're going to shut it down, man. It's going to be a really amazing thing. And again, big shout out to Bobby D for making this happen, man, because it's needed right now, man. Music is what's keeping this world together right now. And we can just really appreciate what's going on in music right now.
Then you were talking before we got on, actually turned on and started recording. You were talking about, how the people were singing the song. How does it make you guys feel that all these years later, like your fan base hasn't died down? When you go to shows, people are singing your songs, and it's almost like you're stamped in history, as this group that have these hits. How does it make you guys feel all these years later?
Bro, it makes us feel amazing, man. It's like it's honestly it's indescribable, bro, because we always knew, based on us being, people of God and believers of God, that, there's no way in the world you can be unsuccessful at doing something if you work hard at it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be successful in some capacity, right? But we never imagined the level of longevity that we were, in addition to the success that we had with being in this group, man. Like, Slim, I was explaining to him how you had laryngitis. And but last night, the first, like, Slim was the first one to like, man, no, we got to still do the show.
Yeah.
He said, bro, you got to sing these lyrics or whatever. And I said, man, I can do it. I said, man, they're gonna want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? You Slim from 112. They're gonna want to hear you, but the show must go on, bro. You know what I mean? So he had enough in him that, and I commend him for, still having that wherewithal, man, to just know, hey, bro, you lead by example, right? And so he looked at me, bro, was like, hey, man, I'm gonna need you to take the wheel on this. But as I was singing, we realized that the crowd was doing the majority of the singing, bro. So I was like, you know what? This is gonna be an easy night. You know what I mean? Like, the crowd they were just amazing, bro. It makes absolutely no sense how much we love our fans and how our fans love us. It's really almost organized chaos, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like 12 is like the last of a dying breed. Like, we like some of the last R&B dudes that can actually stand on the stage with rap niggas. You know what I'm saying? And still give you that, that same energy and just that same, because that's the era that we came from. Put it all on the line, put it all on the stage, and bust their ass when you do it. You know what I mean? And we just went in there, Slim, half a voice and all, bro, and we just served them up, man. But for the majority sake, our crowds are just amazing, man. Like, they just respond to us differently. From us, just the reactions that we get from them, man, just the star and the showmanship, man, that we have, man. It's amazing. Our crowds are just amazing, man. It's indescribable. I can't really explain why they are how they are, but they are. And if we're talking black, white, Asian, it don't matter, bro. Like, you can,
Very diverse.
it don't matter. Like, they are nutcases, man, at the 112 concerts, and we love it.
it kind of gives you the indication of how not only how fans love and adore R&B music, and they appreciate it and they miss it because they could still go in drones to go appreciate legendary groups like yourself, and I'm sure other groups that are out here still doing anything. I seen Drew Hill was still doing anything, and that just was so nostalgic for me too. You and 112 and Drew Hill were some of my favorite R&B groups and singers of all time, period. But let's talk about this, because R&B right now, the new age of R&B, you also said that you guys are a dying breed, and it shows, because I think male R&B in particular is lacking. You know what I mean? You got your groups and your singers from the era that we all grew up knowing and loving, but where's that new age of R&B, the male R&B singers that are really taking that torch and taking it to a new level when talking about love and women the right way and all that? Females out here kicking ass, but I feel like the males are lacking. What y'all think of that?
It's very true. It's very true. Looking at the current state of R&B, I have to give a shout out to all the females out there, female artists. They're really putting it down. Summer Walker, you got SZA, you got LMA, amazing album. Like it's, and I can go on and on. Queen Naija. It's a lot of them. You know, as male artists, we have to be a little bit more vulnerable. Say with R&B, to be a little bit more vulnerable, and we just need to we just we just need to I don't know, like just be vulnerable and just really get into our craft. Really get into our craft, and yeah, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it definitely gives us a chance. You know, like because 112, we're still. It's just like we just started. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just started, and we still have the energy out here. And you know, what I mean, you know, the males just definitely need to step it up just a little bit more because females they really coming. Jasmine Sullivan, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Who are some of the males that you guys, that came after you, R&B singers that you guys kind of like, okay, they kind of carrying the torch after you're still here, obviously, but they came after you guys. Who you think's carrying the torch?
Um, I would have to say Chris Brown is definitely carrying that torch. As far as like, see, Chris is a complicated answer, and the reason being is because he actually came in on the tail end of 112, the height of 112. Like he actually was coming in, he was 16 or whatever, so he
Hmm.
actually was part of that R&B love a woman, you know,
Yep.
like being vulnerable, speaking from your heart, giving the word, climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea, that kind of R&B love, right? But then as he grew older, he transitioned into these hoes ain't loyal and all this stuff, which still was catchy and still worked. However, it's not what he initially started out, being or whatever. Now you see more of a transition, like people are just keeping it 1,000, whether like they're keeping it a little to 1,000 for me, because the whole thing about R&B music is to sell this not necessarily a dream, but just sell, like if you have a fantasy about something, that's what R&B was about. We were there to foster and encourage and to make you believe that fantasy that you had in your head. I can be with this dude from 112. I can be with Slim from 112. I can be with Mike from 112. Even if you know that that's virtually impossible, it's the thing that we were selling. So the music nowadays is just, you're not selling anything. It's like you're just keeping it to 1,000. And although I do appreciate a lot of the music that I'm hearing, I like my music to be a little fantastical, man. Like when I go to see the Marvels movies, the Avengers and stuff, like I know that dudes ain't jumping from top of buildings and landing like everything is all good. I know that, but give me that fantasy. Let me
Right.
let me go. Let me look at some of the things that I read in my comic books. You feel what I'm saying? And the same thing is applicable to the music. Let me live vicariously through these dudes' words. You know what I'm saying? But if you just keeping it real and you're just talking about, all I want to do is fuck, and all I want to do is this, and all I want to do is that, it's like, bro, like you're not leaving much to desire. You're not leaving much to desire as far as fantasy is concerned, man. So what I feel like Chris is somebody that can really take us there, and because of his notoriety, because of his star status, the fact that he can sing, and just the people that around him believe in what he deals. So I believe like as he gets older, a lot of the music is going to start being geared toward more so because it's only so much of that you can take before it's like, oh, okay,
Right.
this is getting redundant or this is getting whack or this is, this is getting played out or whatever. Like at some point it's gonna change over, man. And I really do hope that, the male singers take a page from the female R&B singers right now because they're all about the heart right now. They matters of the heart. Yeah, they're talking about what's going on in that soul. It's relatable. Like my grandmother can listen to it. My
Right.
my little girls can listen to a lot of the female artists and stuff. You know what I mean? As far as the singers are concerned and stuff, man. So I just really hope. I just really like Slim said. I just want the male singers to get more vulnerable with their music and step it up, man, and just take a page from the female new artists right now because they are just destroying it right now, and you can't help but to appreciate it.
What do you think of the new age of music? I don't know whether to call it hip hop or call it rap or singing. I don't know what to call it, but these artists that turn the auto tune up to a
What
million.
do they call it? Well,
Mel-
like trap and B or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And now that's kind of even getting thrown into the R&B genre, as crazy as that is. What do y'all think about
Yeah.
that? Just auto tune in general, because some people they use it as the highlight is supposed to be and use it the right way. But now we just see it, like I said, it's getting cranked up to a million and they just doing whatever with it. So what do y'all think about that style of music and how it pertains to how people look at R&B right now, in particular male
It,
R&B?
it's crazy because like Mike and I was talking about this. It was like we were talking about this, and it was like I remember when we first, well, when we were recording, you know, that vocoder sound or whatever, it was there before, but we kind of looked at it as like we treated it as like an instrument or something like that, but it was like a no unless your name is Zapp and Roger or T Pain, you know what I'm saying, who mastered the art of that, you know what I'm saying, like as but you know, we really need to get back to the characteristic of, what I mean, appreciating our voices, our God-given voices, and really getting into the craft of like just like how the people that we grew up to. People we grew up to, you had the Isley Brothers, you had the OJs, the Temptations, like even going on further, you have Boyz II Man and Jodeci, like you had the real raw singing. And even if you had a voice like mine, you had the Elder Barges and the Baby Faces. And it was like the tone of our voices, the Raphael Sadiqs, the tone of our voices were something very special. And I think that right now everybody is really, I think they're more dependent on the production. You know what I mean? And I do give it to the wordplay, but they're like more heavily on the production. But we really need to, as artists, and I think that's what the females are doing. If you listen to like Jasmine Sullivan's album, you know what I'm saying? Like you listen to SZA's album, like their voices, like Ella Mae's voices, like mine. She has an untraditional voice. She knows how to master it, and it's what she's saying that captivates you. So, I mean, it definitely gives us that 90s nostalgia. And I just think that the guys, instead of being like, using similes and metaphors, using a lot of like cars and clothes and money and stuff like that, and they use that to express what their feelings of love would be. It's okay to just say, I love you, or just say how much, or or even if it's not that, whatever the situation is, it's like having a how would you actually speak to somebody or have a first-hand conversation with your girl if you're trying to like impress her or whatever. You're
Right.
not going to say like my Maserati, you know what I'm saying, like yo, like you know what I'm saying, like my 580 be a Mercedes, yo, I think you're real fly. You're not going to say that to her.
Right.
You're gonna say, "Hey, you know what? I think I think you match my fly." You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that we just need to get back to that, and we'll be all right. But talent wise, we're there. But but thank God you have the people like Silk Sonics, and you know what I'm saying. Like I love Lucky Day, and you know what I'm saying. I love the Giveons. You know what I'm saying. You hear his tone and his voice.
Hmm.
Um, there are artists out there. You know what I'm saying. We just need to just get there. I really wish we could get the tone of voice like how Mike is. I want the Where's that chicken and grits? Where's the Anthony Hamiltons? Where's the Mike of 112s? Where's the Cisco's or you know what I'm saying, the KC or KC from, you know what I'm saying, Jodeci? Need those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, need it.
Hey, bro, I would like to add on to that if I could too, please.
For sure.
Because we were speaking about hip hop as well. Hip hop, man, honestly, these is some young dudes out right now that called Coast Contra. I don't know if y'all peep these dudes yet, man. Like these dudes epitomize old school hip hop. Like if that's where hip hop is headed right now, hey man, we in good shape because these young boys, man, like they got some on YouTube right now. They're called Coast Contra, bro. Please look these cats up. One from Philly, Razcast, his twin sons are part of the group as well, and then it's another dude that's like
a legend.
Yeah, he's a Colombian slash, Afro Colombian, right? But and when I tell you these dudes are weaving lyrics and they telling stories and the metaphors and just the animation and just all of that stuff, the theatrics that R&B gave you back in the early 90s and the 2000s, and and it gave you almost a Wu-Tang kind of vibe and stuff too, man. So I'm just as a lover of music and just appreciative rather, of just hip hop in general and music in general. I think that if that's where hip hop is headed right now, then I think we're gonna be in good shape because these dudes, man, please listen to them dudes, man. If you don't do nothing else, they got something called freestyle on YouTube right now, or it's, man.
Our security shows. We seen that with the round table. These brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We saw that, John. Yeah.
Man, listen, bro. Them dudes, man, they gave me life. You know what I mean? Just it gave me that same kind of energy that a lot of people said when they first heard Only You for the first time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my God, man, you had four dudes that could sing lead. You know what I'm saying? And you got four dudes that nobody's lacking in any department. You know what I mean? It's like everybody knows what their role is. You got the real animated dude. You got the dude that's about science. You know what I'm saying? And so it was weird. That's something that I feel like your fan base should really be up on, man. If they're not, since we're talking about the state of hip hop and stuff like that. Because if those dudes are what is to come, then I think hip hop is going to be in good shape.
Salute to those brothers.
Definitely. Take us back when you mentioned Only You. Take us back to when you guys first got on, and was it like on some 5 heartbeats times 10? Take us back to that moment and just knowing like, all right, look, we in this game. Now it's time to do the damn thing.
I'll take. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned because that's exactly how we found out about Only You. We were in the studio.
Wow.
And we were finishing up our first album, and we had a admin, or you call it secretary, admin, whatever. She was like, we were at Daddy's house, and she was in the front, and she had Hot 97 on the radio and shit. She was playing, she just had Hot 97 on, and Only You, the remix came out. That's the boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That one, and she jumped up out of her seat and she ran into the room where we was like, in all her New Yorkness and all her New York energy. She said, yo, my niggas, y'all shit is on the radio, B. And so we ran in there, bro. We ran in there. She turned that shit up. And we were just all we just couldn't believe it. It just reminded me of that scene in the 5 Heartbeats where everybody would sleep and then you heard it on the radio and everybody just went wild and crazy and stuff, man. Because we was in the room just chilling. And she ran in there like they was about to shoot up the place. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yo, y'all record is on the radio right now, B, Hot 97. Yo, they put a bomb on that shit and everything, son. And so we went in there, man, and listened to it. They brought it back like 3-4 times, man. That shit was just amazing. It was just a really amazing experience to know that in our minds, we felt like, all right, we here now, bro. We are officially Bad Boy. We are officially bringing something to the table. We are officially that R&B group, and it's time to bust their ass.
You know, we look at that when that first comes out, and then we hear all the magic that comes after, and we assume everything is beautiful. You guys are superstars, $1 million mansions, bad cars, beautiful women. This is the conception that we see from the outside looking in. And obviously, as grown men, we learn now that the business is very disgusting, it's very brutal, and it isn't what the eye always sees from their perspective. How have you guys been able to maintain longevity throughout the business and still have that creative flow? Like, you got laryngitis right now, Slim, and you still ready to sing and do your damn thing throughout this dirty business that y'all been in for decades now. How have y'all been able to maintain that level of just confidence and just love for the game, although y'all dealt with a lot of negative shit? And how has the game treated y'all throughout this time?
Well, the good thing about being in a group is the fact that you can always lean on each other. You know what I'm saying? So when you're feeling um, down, or you know what I mean, a bit negative or pessimistic, you have someone else to lean, you know what I mean, you can lean on. And so we did a lot of that during, you know what I'm saying, during the times, you know. And it's just, you know, it's not as ironic as I think, you know what I'm saying, where it's just me and Mike sitting right here. Well, we always had each other's back. But this goes before contracts. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we kept our eye focused on what we were trying to achieve. What is 112 original goal? It is to make sure that at the end of the day, 20, 30, 50 years, when you talk about R&B, the premier, the best of the best, and you talk about groups and eras, you cannot say it without saying 112.
Mm.
And of course, we definitely won our star on the Walk of Fame, and we wanted our induction in the Hall of Fame. That's exactly what we wanted. And so, yes, this business, like any business, is very, you know, it could be very, very aggressive.
Yeah.
But then that definitely sharpens knives at this one, you know, because we're a bit of very strategic businessmen ourselves. So, you know, speaking to somebody who's definitely into like business, you know, and being like a nerd in school, you read on everything. And in this business, timing is everything.
Mm.
Bend but don't break, like my brother Mike always say. Bend but don't break. Um, you know, now is not a time to go out and lash out and whatever. There's a type of negotiation where you know it's diplomatic. There's a form of negotiation where you have to, you know, be a little more stronger and a little bit more aggressive. But at the end of the day, 112, we learned how to understand the power of our brand. And you know what I'm saying? And you're playing chess, not checkers. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, it's a blessing to say we're more success, we're like financially more set than we were even in the beginning. And we were blessed to have an amazing touring career, you
Yeah.
know, so we had advantages than most artists, you know what I mean? Our first tour was with the Isley Brothers immediately after we dropped our album. So when we hear a lot of artists talk about, well, we sold this amount of records. Well, 112, we sold multi-platinum records over and over and over again, singles and platinum
Yeah.
records or whatever. But a lot of our music, our financial situations came also from touring, and a lot of other things we wrote for other artists that went multi-platinum, and you know what I'm saying, like the albums go diamond or whatever. So when you put all of that together and you're thinking we, us, and our, you're looking after each other. Then at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, when all of the hoopla goes, you know, when everybody says all the hype of the eras and all that stuff,
Mhm.
112 was still able to maintain because we always looked after each other and we understood the power of the brand, what you're actually trying to accomplish. Oh, one of the best touring groups, performing groups out there. Nobody can take that away from you. 112, we can go overseas. If not one album is sold in the United States and sell millions of records overseas.
Mhm.
We can sell out arenas overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what we chose to do, we know we learned how to balance everything out. So to this day, 112, you know, I'm very proud. I think Mike and I should write a book about how to maintain in this music industry. You know what I'm saying? 26 years. So, you know, and the blessings goes to you all too, because you all give us an amazing platform to let people know that we're still here. You know what I'm saying? So we thank you and everybody out there that definitely just believe in our movement.
Definitely. So you guys were part of, probably the most iconic, biggest label at that time in hip hop R&B. What goes into the decision to walk away and move over to Def Jam? If you can kind of get into that, because on the outside looking in, we're like, why in the heck would they leave if everything was so great? Can you take us
Real
back
rap,
to that?
real rap, money,
Yeah.
money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Money and being able uh, to navigate our own course, if you will. Being that bad boy, yeah, it was all glitz and glamour and you all the $1 million this and that and the platinum this and all this other stuff or whatever, man. And it was a blessing and we'll never take that away from anything. And if we had to do it all over again, I'm sure me and my brother would agree that we would sign the same freaking contract over again, shittiness and all. However, at some point, you as a man, as a businessman, as a professional, want to be in control of how you as a brand move forward. And that was not afforded to us in the current situation that we were in, at Bad Boy. So we went to Puff like men, eye to eye. It wasn't nothing sneaky about it. It wasn't nothing underhanded. We didn't do anything slick or anything like that. We told him straight up, bro, we do not want to leave. We don't want to leave. However, you can't be the only one that surpasses his limitations, what I'm saying, and be it's one thing to be good. 112 wanted to be great. We wanted to be legendary. When you think of legendary groups, you think of New Edition, Jodeci, Boys and Men. That Slim and I call that the trifecta. That's the Trinity. Those are the three groups that everybody else bases their energy off of. Either you came from that Jodeci stem or you came from that Boys and Men stem. 112 basically came from both of them. In addition to the New Edition with the choreography and all that stuff. So we're like a culmination of all three. But we definitely took something from each one of those groups or whatever. But that was the pantheon of artists that everybody looked up to. Like you were striving to be either New Edition, you were striving to be Jodeci, you were striving to be Boys and Men. Those were the three acts, man. So we felt like based on the current situation that we was in, because it takes money. Yes, it takes money in order to make things move and to make things happen. And we felt like at the time, in addition to money, it takes a belief system that this group can reach those Boys to Men, Jodeci, New Edition levels as well. And we just felt like current at that time, that wasn't a priority to Bad Boy. Now, business is business. You know what I mean? And we understand business. That's why to this day, we can still call Puff and let them know that how much we love him. Matter of fact, when we did the verses, Puff, Mario, and Stevie J were like the three people, and Faith. And Faith Evans, shout out to Faith Evans as well, were the four people that we reached out to in order to make sure that we waxed Jagged Edge's ass on that verse. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, we did, you know what I'm saying? But we but so that shows you, like, at the end of the day, yeah, we was all upset on how it went down, but time heals all. Well, time tends to heal all wounds, some wounds rather. And that was one of the things that he didn't want us to leave, and we didn't want to leave, because we understood what we had over at Bad Boy. We knew that we were part of something special, you know what I'm saying? But we also knew that Def Jam was allowing their artists to be an entity among of themselves, and not just part of a whole. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jay-Z was his own artist at Def Jam. You feel what I'm saying? Kanye was his own artist at Def Jam. You know what I mean? It was like, all of these artists, everybody that was there, Ja Rule, Ashanti, even within the dynamic of them being on sub labels, they were still an entity amongst of themselves. We were, all intents and purposes, we was Puffy's little artist, R&B project. You know what I mean? And we honestly felt like it was time for us to come out from under that shadow and become our own men and become our own entity and our own brand. And I felt like, although the results are mixed, with us being, you know, signing to Def Jam or whatever. I felt like it was necessary for our growth in order for us to, you know, be a bigger brand, man, because, you know, you got to go through some adversity and, you know, throughout our shit. And just keep in mind, prior to that, for all everybody, for all the fan base, for all they knew, 112 had just been successful out the gate, platinum, second out, platinum, third out, platinum. You know what I mean? So it was, so we didn't really see, quote unquote, any slippage, any downfall, anything like that. You know what I mean? Right. So it's until we left and went to Def Jam, and then that's when, you know, things went sideways a little bit, man. But with that, it helped, like Slim said earlier, steel sharpens steel. And that controversy is what we needed in order for us to stand the test of time right now. I mean, think about this shit, bro. It's like 112 was a 4-man group for damn near 20 years. Yeah. And now we still rocking. We still tearing asses up, man. And, you know what I'm saying? We just us, Slim and myself or whatever, man. So, you know, that's the kind of mark that I wanted to leave. And I'm sure Slim couldn't agree with that. That's the mark that we wanted to leave on the music industry, man, that despite anything that you put in 112's way, we still gonna win, bro. Like, they counted us dead. When them other two left, they counted us dead, bro. They did not want us to succeed. Trust me when I tell you that. Oh, they got 2 new dudes on the group, man. No, they dancers, okay? They just wearing the same thing we got. We're not going to put anybody else in the group. You know what I mean? Because we understand, you know, the legacy that we have, and we also understand that people's emotions wouldn't allow us, even if we put somebody like a Miguel in the group, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or a Ty Dolla $ign or somebody like that, somebody who's a fan of 112, like even somebody like relatable like that, they still would be like, I don't know 112, but y'all sure? We understand what our brand is about. And our brand is way bigger than any individual. And as long as we pay homage to that, and as long as we honor that, we're going to be able to make money until we desire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts on that. I want to talk about Diddy still real quick, because obviously he has I think he got an exclusive label deal with Motown, where he has Love Records coming out, and Diddy's not dumb, and we know R&B is lacking, in particular male R&B. So I got a pretty good feeling some R&B is going to come out of that, John. Best advice you can give that potential male R&B singer that may be coming through Diddy, because obviously y'all did business with him before, y'all still cool with him now. And he has a bad reputation from the outside looking in when it comes to the music industry, in particular. What's some advice you can give to that artist that may be coming down the pike on Love Records, on how to maneuver in this game?
You know what? I would just tell them to really take their craft seriously and know exactly who you are as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And never lose focus of that. You know, the great thing about Puff is the fact that once you know that, all he does is put steroids into that. So, and you know, and I ain't gonna front, like, if you were from the 90s, anybody's first their first contract, if you sign your first contract, it was not favorable to the artist. So let me just say that too. So I guess a lot of people just focus on Puff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But in truth, anybody that came out in the 90s, their first if they came out on their first contract, it wasn't favorable to the artist. Now, what you did afterwards now depends on you. Now, if you look at the history of 112 situation, 112 was very, very aware of what type of contract we signed. So it was not one of those situations where, you know, we cried about it or whatever. We put together a plan and we executed. That's why there was no mistake or just something just happened that after the third project, which came out with Peaches and Cream and everything, man, we're counting how many masters we turned in. We know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then, like my brother Mike said, you know, there was no type of secret to it. Like, our relationship with Puff may be different from everybody else. We were able to talk to him. And then let me say this too. You know, you're talking to two guys that actually have our publishing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the reasons that is also business. Okay. So let me just give a one-on-one to all artists, you know what I'm saying, writers and whatever, you know what I'm saying, producers. If you don't want to be stuck in the current publishing pub deal, It's simple. Don't extend or sign another one to extend your contract, because what then happens is they just put an amendment to the contract that you signed. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, in the case of 112, we really didn't have to we didn't have to. Well, let me just speak of myself. After having five, very successful projects, and then you have very successful tours and stuff like that or whatever. And I was blessed to have like a successful solo career. I didn't have to sign. Why would you sign a pub deal when you really didn't need that? At the end of the day, you want your pub. You see what I'm saying? You're signing away somebody. You're signing your situation away. It's like they're renting long term for your pub. So don't sign another one. And as time goes on, time is on your side. It's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? And just know the contract that you're signing. So yes, Mike and I, we have our pub. You know what I'm saying? So the importance of owning your brand, knowing your brand, owning your brand. 112 is owned by 112. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're in control of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I even own my name. You know what I'm saying? That means
Right.
a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just like, treat yourself as a business because you are a walking business. Are you putting your success um, behind some label? You're expecting a label to take you to success, or are you going to roll the dice on yourself? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter. 112, Mike and I, we have this mind frame that you could put us anywhere and we'll be able to survive. And not only to survive, we're going to adapt and we're going to take her. We're going to take over. We're going to conquer it. So that's the whole mind frame of 112. We have no excuses. We're not going to give them. Puff is a brother to us. You know what I'm saying? Because he gave us the opportunity, and you know what I mean. And just like him, we learned from the best. We watched him take risk himself.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him personally not agreeing with an exec that paid him, and he sided with us, even though we were told what was going to happen. You understand? Like,
Mm.
and so we understood. We understood, like, okay, but at this part, this is our part of our life, and at the end of the day, we respect him wholeheartedly, and he respects us, and that's the reason why we're brothers and friends to this day.
Oh,
And,
great.
and which, what I'm saying, the project that he's out, what I'm saying, allegedly we might be a part of it.
That's work.
Yeah,
Yeah, can I chime in on that too, man?
yes, sir.
Because Slim said something that resonated with me, man. It's as far as artists is concerned, and we wanna try to dispel as much of that stigma about how hard it is to work with Puff and all this other stuff, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have it any other way, bro. You know what I mean? Because if the dude took it easy on us, we would have taken the easy route, man. And who knows where our career would have been at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that,
facts.
like, if, a lot of people ask us all the time, man, did Puff tell y'all had to go get some cheesecake from Junior? I said, no, he wasn't on that. He wasn't on that vibe at the time. However, had he said that shit, we would have.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't have, it wouldn't have been no TV show,
Yeah,
around it. We would have just went and did it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
Because that was what was required of us, man. I don't know if y'all guys are familiar with, and I'm going back to my, to my comic roots or whatever, but I don't know if y'all familiar with Star Wars and any Star Wars lore and mythos or anything like that. But you got the
Nah.
Jedi and you have the Sith, right? The
Mm.
Sith has this rule of two, right? Where the dude, the head dude, he runs everything, and the second dude, his whole mission is to surpass the dude that's in front of
Mm.
him, right? So you learn from underneath Puff with the mindset and the goal that eventually I'm going to surpass him in my world. You know what I mean? And you become the teacher, and then you get another student, and so forth and so on. It's called the rule of two. And that's just kind of like the mind frame that we had to have, and anybody has to have when you're dealing with in business. You got to have this rule of two. All right, this is the CEO. But my mission is to become a CEO myself and surpass the CEO that put me on in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole mind frame that 112 had. And it's no love lost because the understanding is you're supposed to be better than me. You're supposed to surpass me. You're supposed to, do this, that, and the other. Now, Puff, his whole gift was the fact that he was able to, touch different genres and different brands and stuff. Like 112 was strictly on that music. You know what I'm saying? Like if we wanted to venture out and do that other business stuff, like yeah, absolutely we could do that. But we wanted to, like Slim said, we want our star on that Walk of Fame. And we know that in order to do that, you have got to be music oriented. You know what I'm saying? We have got to focus on that music, man. So that's where we are with it, man. It's the rule of two.
You still with us, brother? The audio seemed to go out a little bit.
My bad, man. Somebody called him. Hold on.
Okay, no, it's all good. It's all good. We're in the building with Mike and Slim from the legendary 112 right now on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Definitely enjoying this joint right now.
Yeah, man. Powerful conversation, man. Definitely.
Indeed. So,
yeah. I want to ask this question. I don't know if we asked you guys this the last time, but you guys were once four. How'd you deal with breaking up the group and still remaining strong? And what do the other two group members do now, as far as business wise? If you guys can get into that.
Well, I mean,
no idea.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Damn.
I mean, no idea what them dudes are doing right now, bro.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, whatever they had set on planning on doing once you leave an entity like this, hopefully they're doing and they're happy with their movements and their decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, once you make a move, you know what I'm saying, and you have to own it, and you know what I'm saying, you have to accept whatever consequences, good or bad, you know what I'm saying, that comes with it. Now, as far as Mike and I are concerned, like, oh my goodness, like probably having the time of our life, you know what I'm saying? Because, we rolled the dice on ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, there was a particular time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to save that particular time for a book or a movie where Mike and I had to make a very crucial decision. There's a lot of things that were going on at the same time, you know what I'm saying? And we had to really look. I felt like I didn't have nobody but him to talk to. Like, as far as, like when the music situation, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at these tattoos all over him. He started this group. You know what I'm saying? I know what I was thinking because I'm more business oriented. So I have a lot of other residuals. You hear me? But you know what I'm saying? Residuals and that situation versus dream. You ever wanted something so bad? You know what I'm saying? You ever just had anybody that's had a legacy? Like you had a choice, you had a chance to build on a legacy. And I just felt like we were in the middle of it. And I just seen like the tattoos and stuff on him. It's not about contracts. It's like this man has it in his skin. So I kind of, at one time, I think we was at our lowest lows. I'm not going to describe it, but I'll just say it like this. We looked at each other. We said, "Shoot, you want to do this?" Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like everybody, all the odds was against us. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Like how people just, it's funny how this industry is, you know what I'm saying? When you down, they want to kick all on you. You know what I'm saying? And, and everybody was saying a lot of things. So Mike always had that's the one good thing I just love about Mike, the strength of seeing things like even if you don't see it, you know what I'm saying? And then, I just took that. I said, man, you know what? I got to fight. You tell me how you want this to go. And I'm personally going to, if I reach in my own pocket, I'm going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money to make it pop. If you with me and he let me know it was we, us, and our win, lose, or draw. And so, I ain't gonna front. It definitely strengthened us as and as far as our reputation and our people really respect us. You know what I'm saying? As musicians and businessmen in the music situation, but it also definitely solidified and really cemented our personal relationship with each other. You know what I'm saying? Most people call people brothers, you know what I'm saying, and never really went through nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I know at the end of the day that we have a team that will rock and ride or die down to the last penny. Why? Not because it's cute to say, because that actually happened. And so now that we're at this area right here of our life where pretty much cruise control, I mean, it's good to, it's one thing to say, oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't have a mortgage or this or whatever. Guess what? It's even better to say, my whole team is successful.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at, there's no weak link in our team. We looked out for each other, and there is no hierarchy, and then you're down here. We look at each other as real brothers, and I know that he has my back, and I have his. So at the end of the day, like, I think this is probably, myself. I'm just being kind of selfish here. I think I'm living probably one of the best parts of my musical career to this day.
So, want to add on to that, Mike?
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, he basically summed that thing all the way up, man. But yeah, it's something to be said about having that security, man, and knowing that, when I wake up, everything is gonna be okay, man, and the dude is not gonna have a hizzy fit because some shit didn't go his way, and now everything that we work hard for, he don't want to do no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking directly to them same dudes that were in the group. You know what I'm saying? So I don't shy away from that shit. Like he'll tell you I don't shy away from what happened or whatever. And anybody that asks, I'll tell you exactly what happened. You know what I mean? And it's something to be said about being able to, in the last 4 years, to walk around knowing that this dude has my back. He is thinking about me and mine, just like I'm thinking about his and his family. And the dudes that stayed with us right now, I have an insurmountable amount of love for the people that stayed and believed in us when everybody else was like, oh, they done. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they 56 or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like we trust me. We've heard it all.
Yeah.
We've heard it all, and we stood the test of time, man. And our belief system was nobody's bigger than the brand, number one. But you don't lose 27 years or 20, almost 30 years of professionalism. I don't stop singing because two other dudes decided they don't want to be in the group no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop being a performer and being a professional, or Slim didn't stop being a professional and a singer because two other dudes decided that they don't want to do this no more. Like I've never been in this. I've never been, and this isn't hyperbole, bro. And this ain't because we having this interview right now and Slim's on this call right now, man. But I have never, in my almost 27 years of being in the music industry, have never felt as much peace and and just knowing that a dude got my back. And because I used to wake up, bro, every day like, oh, okay, what done happened today? Like, are we still a group, or like, do we still got a show, or this dude, is gonna be on his period, and we ain't and we gonna have a show that day? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really, I really thought that, man, for years, and it just for the last 4 years, it really felt good knowing that here's a guy that had laryngitis who could have easily said last night, man, we can't do this shit. Hey, y'all gonna have to figure it out or whatever. He was the first one. Hey, bro, we still doing the show. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We still doing the shit. That's the kind of energy I need around me, because if you go hard, I'm gonna go even harder. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just right. That's how my energy has always been, man. And if you believe in this shit, bro, I'm gonna die with you on this hill. You know what I mean? And it just so it is. It's no coincidence, and I'm not ragging on these dudes at all, man. But I really need to get everybody to understand the level of sincerity and the level of frustration that we had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But it's something to be said about being able to wake up knowing that everything, as far as getting on that stage and being with somebody who understands that you have a responsibility to not only yourself and your people, but to that person standing next to you. It's something to be said about knowing that that dude understands that shit, man. That shit goes a long way, bro. It goes a long way, and you will die for somebody like that. Wow.
For our audience, well, I don't think we got it yet. Why did they decide to leave the group? You kind of touched on it.
Honestly, I wish it was. Honestly, I wish I could tell you in a way, man, that actually made sense. But they will tell you that it had something to do with well, see, we 112 don't have managers right now either. But at the time we had 4 managers. When because everybody wasn't trusting of each other's management or their managerial skills or whatever. So we're gonna bring in 4 managers or whatever. How we made that work for as long as we did, that still was amazing. But everybody had everybody had other agendas. You know what I'm saying? It was a perception that everybody had agendas, had ulterior motives and different agendas and stuff. And it wasn't it in some people's mind, it was not the totality of the group. It was, let me see what I can get out of this shit before it all burns down. You know what I'm saying? Whereas my dumb ass was believing that we were all doing this because we actually love what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I went in with rose-colored glasses thinking that, I'm thinking like everybody else, man, we're gonna win, bro. We're gonna go get some Grammys, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna get on this stage and it's all gonna be love again and all this shit. And bro, like I couldn't have been more wrong than a motherfucker, man. Like I could not have been more wrong. And honestly, there's a blessing in every lesson, man. And I know I'm being funny right now, but at the same time I'm being serious. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, man, there's a blessing in every lesson. And I learned that you can be about the love, you can be about passion and about your craft and be passionate about it, but you also have to have a business acumen as well. You also have to be aware that everybody's agenda ain't your agenda. And even though we all on the same stage, putting on the same clothes, doing the same steps, everybody's agenda ain't the same agenda. And those 2 dudes, they did not want to be in the group the way that Slim and I wanted to be in the group. Slim and I wanted to keep the brand going. It was all about the brand to me. I got this shit tattooed on both sides of my neck and on my arm, bro. Yeah. I believe in 112. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and shout out to one of our first managers or whatever, man. He's he an old school Crip. You know what I'm saying? Like he a 111 cent, you know what I'm saying, rolling 60.
Yeah.
Crip. And he instilled that, you don't buy out, you die out mentality in us. You know what I mean? So I believe that. So 112 was my game. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was our game. As far as I was concerned. We didn't have no colors, but that was our game. You feel what I'm saying? So I believed in all of that shit. I still do. And then, but when you get around dudes that don't believe in that, like, bro, like the energy real different. The energy is real different, bro. And that energy was way different. Like these cats wasn't the same cats that I grew up with. He wasn't the same cat that all ate at my grandmother's house. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. These ain't the same cat. Like Slim laughing, man. It's the Maker's Mark. It's the Maker's Mark. But bro, it's like these dudes ain't. These dudes wasn't doing it the way that me and Slim was doing it. Like we thought about each other's kids. You know what I'm saying? Our babies, and we thought about our legacy. And them niggas was like, to hell with all that. If it don't go the way we wanted to go, then we'd rather see this shit burn to the ground. And we like, bro, like we're not living life like that. We're not gonna do it like that. And it's about time that somebody said, really what was going on. We've been political for like 4 years. Fuck all that shit, man. Them dudes wanted to burn this shit down. And me and Slim put a water hose to that thing, man, and just realized, yo, man, we cannot allow these dudes to destroy what our mothers are proud of us for.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My kids, like, bro, listen, my oldest, I got 4 kids, 24, 18, 15, and 9. Mm-hmm. All of them have seen us perform.
Dope.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted my kids to see.
Word.
I just wanted to see my kids, especially my sons. I wanted my oldest boy is in the Navy right now, and all he does is, he got tattoos and everything, just like his dad, crazy, just like his dad. But the fact that he was able to see his daddy and his Uncle Slim get on the stage, and he even told me, he said, "Dad, like, I just thought that y'all was gonna quit, man, when the other two left, man, but y'all still out here killing them, bro." That was the greatest gift I ever received from any one of my kids. Just the acknowledgement that he understood that ain't no give up in me and Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no quit, man. Ain't no quitting this shit, bro. Like, I live, eat, sleep, breathe this shit here.
Wow.
But I'm like, bro, don't put a goddamn 112 forever. You know what I'm saying? That's the mind frame, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's 112 forever, man. If you don't believe in that shit, man, all right, that's cool.
You damn sure got it in us. 112 forever. You got any more, brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, man. We definitely appreciate your time. I got one more question for y'all, man. It's gonna be a tough one. Can You Stand the Rain? Who did it better? New Edition or Boys and Men?
New Edition.
New Edition.
I'm in the only minority. I think Boys and Men did that shit better, man. I like
now listen.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. New Edition. You as the originator, the person that if they do, like, the reason why I've never done because everybody swears, man, like, bro, you need to do a Donny Hathaway song, right? The reason why I don't do it, and I could I do what Donny Hathaway did? Absolutely. But is it going to be greater than what he did? And if the answer is no, then why do it?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? The Boys and Men version of Can You Stand the Rain with all the harmonies, of course, they're better singers. They're better. Let's call a spade a spade. Right. Overall, performance-wise, nobody can beat New Edition. Overall performance. You know what I'm saying? And they got some great singers in there as well. However, vocally, Boys and Men are a better group vocally, right? Yeah. But you have got to give me the same energy that I got when I first heard Can You Stand the Rain back in 89.
Yes. Yes.
If you can't give me that, bro, like, all I thought about was, that shit was cool, but that shit don't give me the same feelings that it gave me when I heard it.
I wanted to be Raph. I wanted to be Raph. Like, I really wanted to be him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what, Prince? Like, you're so right. It's like, it's about the energy. It's that feel. 112. We believe in moments. So, it's like, I can imagine. See, I didn't listen to secular music, right? I couldn't, because my mom's evangelist. So a lot of the music that I heard was with Mike. You know what I'm saying? When I got in the group, we were in school. So that's why I said we weren't put together. We actually grew up together. So Mike used to come pick me up, right? And he would have this music that I could not listen to in the house. And I remember him playing Can You Stand the Rain? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow, how that sounded when Johnny Gill come in and he had his big joint, and then, and then the harmonies, and you know what I'm saying? And then to actually see them perform it.
Right.
It's like, yes, it's just like what Mike said. Vocally, Boys to Men can beat almost down in any group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But it's the energy, it's the one thing that New Edition has over everyone. It's the whole performance value set. It's a reason why they get paid what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when that performance come out and they do their steps, it's everything. They make you want to be them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
they're 50 years old, man, and they still crispy.
Crispy. Oh my God. BBD still move.
That shit faded, bro. Them boys is like damn near 50 years old. Like, they in their 50s right now. They will still light your ass up on
They will light you up. Yes, they will.
They will light your ass up on that stage,
yeah.
bro.
That's dope. That's awesome. So, and we definitely appreciate, we are so honored to be sitting here with the legendary 112 Mike and Slim from 112. Definitely appreciate you, brothers, and taking some time out to rap with us and our people, man. Drop your social media handles, anything you want to let the people know. The floor is yours. And we definitely extend an invite if you're ever out in the South Jersey area please stop through. We would love to have you brothers in here to chop it up with y'all for sure in person.
Absolutely, man. Because we were born in Atlanta, but we was raised in up top. You feel what I'm saying? So so big shout out, man, to that whole tri-state area, man. Like that's really where we made our bones, bro. And just showing just the amount of love that y'all show us to this day. You know what I mean? It's something amazing. So we would absolutely love, man. With next time we come through, we was actually in Atlantic City about a month ago, man. So I wish we would have just been able to top it up. You know what I'm saying? But it would have been amazing, bro. And apologies again, man, if I come, if I was a little long winded when it came to my explanation about that shit, man.
Content, man, it's great.
I had to get that shit off my chest, man, because it's been too long or whatever, man. Like we've been too political, if you ask me, and it's high time that people understand and know the truth. You know what I mean about that shit, because we believe in 112 and we believe in our fan base, and they deserve to know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, again, apologies for that, but you can follow us on the official 112 on Instagram. That's really where we got a lot of our information as far as touring dates, photo shoots. We all just bought Escalades about a month ago. You got that on there as well. Just giving you just a glimpse of what's going on in our lives. Slim and I are private people, but we also understand that in order to stay relevant, you got to show some of that, you know what I mean? And so our Instagram page really shows a lot of, as much as we can, shows a lot of that personal side of 112. You'll see a lot of you'll see all our performances, which is what keeps us going, man. And you'll see just the energy that our fan base, and we just want to shout out our fan base, man, because without you guys, there would be no 112, man. And these guys, the fan bases, man, it's something to be seen, bro. Like if y'all can, man, just check out just some clips from last night, bro. Like, last night was amazing. The crowd was amazing. Different genre of people, man, and everybody had a good time, man. So want to shout them out. The official 112 on Instagram. Be looking out for us. We got a tour coming up at the end of the year. We got dates we got every weekend until December. We're working. So, it's a blessing in and of itself, man. I don't know too many other R&B groups that can say that right now, especially that's been in the game 27 years. So big shout out to that as well, man. And, it's going to be 112 forever. No new music right now. Slim is working on some projects. I think the Puff new album, I think Slim's going to be on that one. It was some talk about Kanye as well, and some other artists as well, stuff like that, man. Me personally, I'm more focused on 112 when it comes to that stuff, man, and just entrepreneurial stuff, man. And I want to own a few wing stops, man. So Rick Ross, holla at me, big dog. I want to know how you get into the game with the wing stops or whatever, man. I got the bread, I got the liquid assets, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just need to know how to get into the game, bro. I love chicken too. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know how to, get into that game too, only so I can bring it back, and get Slim involved, and then get, everybody else involved, so we can all have, what I'm saying, because it's all about family, man. It's all, to me,
that's what we do.
It's about family, and if I eat, then everybody else is eating too. So exactly. That's, I want to make sure that our DJ is a millionaire. That's the mentality that I have.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, definitely. We got Slim and Michael, iconic 112 on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, man. Honor, nothing but respect for you guys, nothing but continued success. We appreciate you guys once again, man. Thank you.
Salute.
Thank you, man. Thank y'all so very much, man. Black men, go get yourself checked out, man. Health is health is wealth, man. Go get yourself checked out.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all, brothers. Take care.
Thank you. Blessings.
All right.